Jamison Heating and Cooling presents.
Hey, my good home service brothers and sisters. Ryan here with Jamison Heating and Cooling. Thank you for joining us for episode number 2 of Triple T. Today's plug is going to be Tacos El Lwanito, and we're all the way in Ontario, California. Come along with us.
It's hot as hell, conservation on my mind. I'm trying to beat the heat, so I'd rather stay inside. It's Techy Taco, Techy Taco, it's Techy Taco, Techy Taco Tuesday, Techy Taco Tuesday.
Brought to you by Jamison Heating and Cooling Services, your friendly neighborhood HVAC pros.
It's Techy Taco Tuesdays on my brain.
Man, we got a spread, dude.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's talk through what we have.
Okay. So we got a couple of queso birria tacos right here.
Okay.
We're going to try. And then, of course, your original street tacos there. We got chicken El Pastor and asada street tacos. Everything looks really good, too.
Oh, yeah. And they had beef birria ramen as well, so we definitely have to check that out.
Yes.
And then obviously, classic, couple of Cokes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So again, Ontario, California, right? You guys are out here in the IE.
Yeah.
A little bit of El Lwanitos.
And also, again, they're open 24 hours. I mean, honestly, the service was really good.
Yeah.
Very quick, but also
Yeah.
still very nice.
It's a 4-star on Yelp, so pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
I think they have 300 5-star reviews right now, so definitely verified there.
Exactly.
Let's see how the food tastes.
Let's get into it.
So,
Okay. I want one of those first.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's trade.
Trade? Oh, okay.
Thank you kindly.
There we go. This
Let's
is,
see.
as it should be, sopping wet. That's a good thing, though.
How's that?
Oh, my God.
Tasty? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little salsa verde.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
All right. It's really good. How's that? Good? I'm definitely going to take a quick dip, because why not? Got the consomme on the side.
Got to do it. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to save some for you. Don't worry. Okay. Switch back. Yeah, let me get into one of these. I'm going to grab this chicken one. You did the verde? You did the green sauce?
Oh, yeah. Verde with the carnitas.
Yeah. Let me try some of the red.
Wow. That's incredible. So that's beef. That's the beef queso birria. The beef is so tender, dude, and the flavors.
Yeah. Usually when it comes to birria, it either comes with either beef or a goat.
Goat, right?
But yeah, this one is beef, and their beef is super tender. Very, very flavorful too.
Yeah, it's great. There's a place called El Patron in Anaheim that I like.
Oh, okay.
A little arguable. Might be arguable, but this might be a little tastier. I think just the way the beef is just so tender. Delish. I dig it.
Wow. These tacos are fantastic.
Yeah. Good recommendation from actually one of our technicians, Salvador. He lives out here. He put us on.
And
Put
we've
us on
got
for this.
other technicians in here eating right now as we speak.
Always, right? It's about that time, right?
Yeah.
It's about that time where you're gonna stop and it's about the lunch hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good Lord.
Cool. I wonder how your ramen tastes.
All right.
Tell the viewers.
We're gonna have to get you another fork too.
Why is that? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the tacos.
Okay. So, first things first. With any ramen, you got to start with the broth. So let's see. First of all, piping hot, and I love that. That is delicious. Oh my God, super flavorful. The noodles that they're using soak up the broth really nicely. I can tell you, they're Maruchan, so they're instant noodles. But also, that's usually what I expect from something like this, and it works really, really well.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, that's the.
And then they give you just a huge chunk of the beef birria. All right, well, I gotta ask you now. We came all the way out to Ontario to try this place on recommendation from
Salvador.
How do you feel about this spot?
I think it's good. Well, for starters, it's clean. It's very clean in here. The decor, the pictures, and the advertising are clean. So If I had to rate it, I'd give it an A, definitely an A rating. It's clean in here. The tables are nice.
Yeah,
The food's made fresh. The food's quality food.
yeah, and you can tell that the people in the back they are
They're
constantly
quick.
just
Yeah,
working.
quick. Great service. Yeah, all thumbs up. Definitely, if you're in the area, stop by and try it out.
Definitely.
Certainly.
All right, we'll see you back at the table.
It's Techy Taco Tuesdays on my brain.
Hey, we're back in the studio. This is episode 2 of Triple T, Techy Taco Tuesdays. And we have a special guest, the one and only Georgie. Mr. George Rodas.
How's it going? Thank you guys for having me here. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
that.
Appreciate you being on, George. You feeling good?
Thank you.
Feeling
Definitely,
excited?
Definitely. A little shaky, a little nervous.
Yeah,
but
feels
we're
a little
good,
weird,
we're good.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
sir.
good,
Yes,
definitely,
sir.
most definitely.
Well, cool. Well, we want to learn a little bit about you, Georgie. Tell our audience, how long have you been doing HVAC? And you
Summing
do
it up from the beginning, it's been about, I say, nearly 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, about 4 years.
Wow,
of HVAC,
dude.
yeah.
4 short years, huh?
Yep.
It's gone by
It's
quick.
gone by real fast, definitely.
Yeah, a little bit of electrical experience as well, right?
Yep.
Little C10 experience
doing
for.
HVAC. It really, it's a trade of all trades. Let's put it that way.
Facts.
We're putting in when it comes to new construction, we're framing our stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, would you say that we're a little bit underrated, right?
I say so, yeah.
Hey, no offense to our plumbers and our electricians, but we will maybe we'll have an episode as to what's the stronger trade, right? Without offending anybody. No, I'm kidding. We got love for all our peeps. We need everybody. We need our electricians. We need our plumbers. We need our HVAC guys. I think we all know and we all feel there's a shortage of us when we hit peak season. There's a shortage. You know what I mean? There's definitely not enough home service folks. I know in the summertime we get phone calls and our dispatchers are telling us that customers are calling in and telling us, thank God you can get us on the schedule today. We've called 3 companies and everybody's 2 weeks out. Everybody's 2 weeks booked out. I'm thinking, what the heck? How's that? How are you running business like that?
Right.
But it gets chaotic. We know that.
Definitely.
Well, cool. And so 4 years in the HVAC trades, and wow, okay, so you've been with Jamison like about a little over 2 years now, huh?
Going on 3 years.
Wow,
yeah. This is actually
dude.
my 3rd summer.
Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Most definitely, yeah.
For sure. I remember when you started, and what was the company you were working for? But it was like June. You came in June about 2 years ago. You're working for who?
I was working for.
Oh,
for
okay.
for some time, and then I saw some advertising with Jamison on social media, on the internet.
Right on.
5-star reviews all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So that caught my attention, and I'm like, you know what? That's the kind of team I want to be a part of.
Cool, dude.
Yep.
Awesome. Right on. Yeah, four short years, and I got to say, not to toot his horn for him, but Georgie, man, you've excelled on such a rapid level, dude. Your technical skills and your understanding of design, duct design, and refrigerant practices and all that kind of thing, proper install practices. Your skill sets have grown. I've watched them before my eyes, dude. I've seen it grow tremendously, which is super cool. I mean, that's kind of what the trades have for someone, right? If you apply yourself, if you're motivated, you can excel. It's really up to you how fast you can excel. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely, most definitely. I mean, I can't take all the credit. I really do thank all my coworkers, the installers that I'm working with.
Yeah.
Rock stars. I can't say anything bad about them.
100% that.
So,
some of the best in the industry.
most definitely.
Definitely not biased there.
But yeah, definitely shout out to all of them as well. Appreciate the help that they've, the time that they've taken to show and instruct me and kind of guide me on what's needed to be done. You as well with all the technical stuff, with the proper refrigerant balances and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I can definitely say I have grown. I feel like I feel the difference.
Yep.
You know.
Certainly. And the funny thing is, we're not talking about the most important stuff, which you master, right? And that's the challenge, to find somebody who's motivated, who's skilled, right? Who's somewhat self-managed, but also there's a whole communication side of things and a customer service and a whole different side of the HVAC industry that has nothing to do with HVAC, right?
Right.
Around here we kind of throw it around as psychology, right? It's like, hey, this is not psychology here on this, or this is not HVAC on this call. This is psychology.
Right.
I think Yeah, I've challenged you on some of the most tough customers, right? Some of in your patience, dude. You have an immense amount of patience that is very unique, and so that's part of this, right? Our job can be pretty tedious sometimes, where I mean, as something as painful as your Goodman communicating thermostat. You remember that one?
Oh man, that was yeah.
These
Imagine
communicating
that.
systems, dude, they're awesome, but they're challenging sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They can create some gray hair sometimes, for
Definitely.
sure, right?
I mean, I could definitely say there's new things coming into the industry. So when it comes down to that kind of stuff, it's just a matter of having patience and,
Sure.
and kind of just walking with it.
Yeah,
You can't really rush it because you don't know it. So it takes time to learn it for sure.
for sure. And wouldn't you agree? I think you were telling me we're calling tech support a couple times here and there, they're kind of admitting, and I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, but it's the truth, right? And that's what this
Right.
podcast is about: is truth and the reality of home service. And these tech support folks are saying, hey, we're kind of learning as we go too
Right,
with you, right?
right.
Some of this new A2L stuff that all of us have
Exactly,
our
yep.
hands on, right?
I've had calls, made phone calls to tech support, and they tell me, you know what? I mean, we're learning as you learn as well. We're learning as we go. So
Yep.
just kind of be patient with us, which is sometimes it's difficult for us, just because.
Oh, yeah.
Customers pay for for a new system. They want it done on whether it's 1 or 2 days of work.
Sure.
And they're expecting for it to run.
Sure.
And sometimes it doesn't. It takes a little longer.
Sure.
A little longer, but we definitely get it going though.
Yeah.
Leave customers satisfied as well.
Yeah. It's quite the
System.
pressure
Yeah,
sometimes, right?
definitely.
When
Yep,
when you're working on the system, you feel like your hands are tied with what's in front of you. You got Mrs. Jones or Mr. Jones breathing over your shoulder, right? You've been working on this thing for 6 hours and you haven't had any luck. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress that comes over us as techs, right?
And overall, I feel like it's all about communication.
100%.
You communicate this to the customers. They say, you explain
Yes.
that to them.
Yes.
You explain to them
Speak
what's
on
going
it, buddy.
on.
Yes.
I
Hold
wanna
their
say-
hand
I
the
wanna
whole way
say,
through,
yeah,
right?
I wanna
Every
say-
process through it. Keep them in the loop. Be
Right.
honest, right? Don't BS them as to what's truly going on, right?
Exactly. I
You
mean,
know?
once you explain all that to them, they're super cool about it. I say 8 out of 10 customers would be
Understanding.
super cool about it and
Yeah,
understanding on it.
totally that. Yep.
They say, you know what? Okay, they're patient about it. You explain everything to them, and I say that those other 2 out of 10. Older folks sometimes.
Yeah,
No
the
offense to older
special
but-
care folks, and we love them too. Honestly, I love turning a high what's the word, like just like a high pressure a frustrated customer, right? An escalated customer, right? I love an escalated customer because we are pros and we do know our job, and so the reality is they don't know fast forward to what needs to be done to make them at peace, but we do.
Right.
And so we see their frustration and they could get under our skin, but it's really intention for us to maintain our patience, because we know, give me a little peace, give me a little quiet, give me a little time, and I assure you this thing this thing will run perfectly for you. And that's a skill set. That's a skill set in itself. And I want to plug this. Anyone who's listening to this, I encourage practice patience. Be self-aware as far as I've been doing this 20 years, and I can finally today, 20 years later, admit the frustrated, short-tempered, bad attitude technician I was, right? My poor dispatchers, my poor customers, if I was having a bad day, right? And we're probably gonna talk about this a little bit on every episode. That's so
There's
powerful, dude.
Experiences that we go through,
Yeah, you learn from them, you grow from them.
Definitely.
But if you can't maintain, man, if you can't get through that, and you're just in the home and you're dropping F-bombs and you're bringing all this stressful energy in the home, I promise you one thing, the homeowner senses all of it.
Definitely.
If you are stressing out and you're walking back and forth and you're pacing and you're not saying, let's say you're not dropping F-bombs, but you're stressed out, the homeowner can read that, correct? Wouldn't you agree with that?
Definitely.
And that has nothing to do with HVAC. That has to do
Right,
with
right.
psychology, right? You got to bring a positive energy into the home. You got to maintain and keep composure even through the
Right.
most stressful times with it being 95 degrees. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can't figure out your call. You got 2 more calls on your schedule. Your dispatcher's blowing you up, trying to figure out what the heck's taking you so long, and you're questioning your life on a Friday night at 4 p.m. Where did I go wrong? Why did I choose this career choice? You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
And anyone that's watching this right now is cracking up because they know exactly what we're talking
Right,
about.
definitely.
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
It's part of the job. I mean, one thing that we do practice on, and we've done that from the very beginning, setting a good tone. As soon as you knock on that customer's door.
That's right. That's right.
If we need to take 5 to 10 minutes before arriving,
Yeah.
we stop somewhere at a gas station or something like that, tuck in our shirts, make sure our hair is properly combed, groomed
Facts.
and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of prepare yourself, really. So let's say, last call was horrible, customer was not too great with you.
Pull over to 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
get a pizza,
Exactly.
get a Red Bull,
Exactly. Yep. It's a,
recharge or
it's-
reset a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reset ourselves. Leaving the customer's house. Sometimes we can be frustrated, whether it's the customer or whether it's us not being able to figure out what the issue is, or it taking a while for us to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's something that we practice on. And I mean, that's something I think we can all appreciate too. Customers can definitely appreciate that too.
Yep, certainly. So it's one thing. Yeah, like I said, it's something that we all have to be intentional about. When you feel yourself boiling, when you feel yourself angered, you really got to get a hold of yourself. It's funny. It goes back to mom, right? My mom. I'm hearing my mom. Get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of your anger. And that's facts, man. We really got to keep our composure in the home because we want results.
Right.
We want the results. We want the homeowner to hire us for what we're in the home for. We want them to trust what we're saying, and all that has to do with how you carry yourself in the home, how you prepare for your call, how you wake up in the morning, right? If you woke up and you're late and you're driving to work late, you've already programmed your day to be reactive instead of proactive. If you're a little bit late, you're running behind, you're setting the tone for the day. And here's the thing: is I sound like a broken record a little bit because I'm not the only one saying this, right? There's very successful people.
Yeah.
If you dig into podcasts and you go down the rabbit hole of your own kind of training and things for yourself, everyone's saying this, right? Everyone says it's how you wake up, it's how you start your day, and so yeah, definitely that. Well, cool, dude. Appreciate that insight. I love.
Of
I knew
course.
having you on here, there was tons and tons to talk about.
Most definitely.
Cool. So Georgie, I did want to kind of shift gears a little bit. We started this podcast definitely for a number of reasons, I think, and one of which is we want to leave value, right? I think anybody who's doing social media knows that if you're creating content, that one of the key components is you're leaving value with folks, right? Or you're doing crazy pranks where people's feelings are hurt and all this kind of sketchy stuff's happening, and that's what the folks are watching too, right? That's what we like to watch too. But so yeah, I want to leave our viewers with some value, and so what I wanted to talk about is we were gonna always be plugging new tools and doing tool reviews and those kinds of things. So we do have some NAVAC tools, some auto tools from NAVAC that I kind of wanted to plug, and they're not new to the industry. You've been using them at least a year, a couple years, right?
Yep.
So they're not new to the industry. They're newer. I would say these power tools are newer. And yeah, if you guys, I mean, home service people, we know that we love our tools. We know we need our tools. So everybody goes down the rabbit hole of all the latest and greatest. So I don't think
It's an investment, but
it is right. But there's a saying that is that the statement says time is money. Right. And I feel like that is a pretty valid statement with these tools.
especially in this industry.
Right. I remember, let me see. Is it that guy right there? What's the model number of that guy? Yeah.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
So
That one
we have
is
here NEF
6LM. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the NEF 6LM, I remember seeing it. We were on a job site. We had an 8-zone Mitsubishi ductless mini split to install under a house, crawl space under a house. Were you on that job?
I think I was.
Were you on that job? It was in Fullerton. It was in Fullerton. Yeah, you might have been on that job. Wow. Yeah. So we were doing that job, and I remember that day I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Under the house, 8-zone. I think we installed a branch box on that.
Yes.
Right. And so I'm thinking, I was trying to do the math in my head with 8 heads, 2 flares on each side.
Right.
So you're talking 8 plus 8 is 16. And then if you're going to the machine, so let's say 3 times 8 is 24. 24 flares, dude. That's crazy. Can you imagine being under the house with your manual flaring tool? And that's bananas. So anyway, yeah, dude, this tool is amazing. Obviously, follow the proper process and procedure of deburring and sanding. You definitely have to sand your pipe before. But this thing's incredible. It makes perfect flares, and we don't get callbacks. We don't get refrigerant callbacks. I'll say that, right? We can't control some of the equipment malfunctions and things, but refrigeration leaks, Jamison does not get because we know the proper procedures, and this NAVAC is definitely one of them. Another one I wanted to plug, and this is just just talking openly as it is summer season in our market right now. This guy is gotta fix our little branding right there, a little Triple T brand. So this guy is the NAVAC. This model is the NTB7L, and this one, I believe this one's yours, right?
Yeah.
Copper bender, dude, automatic copper bender. That's crazy.
I love it. It saves time. We're making those 90s or 45-degree angles.
Yep.
We don't have to cut and braze there. That's what the machine's for. We're able to in a few minutes we'll demonstrate how that works. But it saves us time, saves us from brazing. Obviously, if we have a lot to braze, there's higher risks of having leaks. So I feel like this specific tool prevents a lot of that happening as well.
Certainly, yeah. If you can do better bends or more 90s and eliminate cup links and that kind of thing, lesser welding, lesser chances of leaks. Totally. So there's that, guys. That's definitely something that, like I said, everybody knows about. For the sake of time, I don't know that we'll do the flaring or the bending, right? You guys can YouTube these. Definitely, again, the model number for the flaring tool is NEF6LM, and the model number for this guy right here, this is your auto copper bender, right, for your line sets, and this is the model NTB7L. So there you go, guys. This is not a sponsorship. This isn't a sponsorship, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah, let's open these
you
up
can open those, yeah.
to have an idea.
This is just us plugging quality tools, right? Oh, look at me opening it upside down or backwards.
Flare tool, we got the flare tool here. All these flare tools come with these 2.0 batteries. Plug it in. Oh, wrong way. And you hold the handle, and then there's a little button here. You press it, and it starts doing its thing.
That's it.
So that's all you do.
That's it.
That's all you do.
And it completes itself, and it kind of does this like stop thing. You can kind of.
Right.
That's it. And it reverses itself.
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy. Anybody who's on the install department, if you don't have this, tell your owner or your manager to buy it for you.
Definitely.
Tell them it's in their best interest to buy it for you.
Right. And here's the cool thing. It comes with all sizes. All the sizes that we use. So we don't have to buy any other like adapters or anything like that. We're able to. It all comes with it. But this is perfect when it comes down to ductless systems. This is perfect for it. I like how the fact that it gives you the percentage of the battery here. So that's one thing that I like.
For sure.
Looks really nice.
You got to stay charged. You definitely don't want to be out in the field with a dead battery, right?
Right.
That's no fun.
But yeah, I definitely recommend this tool.
Yes, sir. That's a must grab for any of you installers out there, HVAC installers. Okay, so this guy, it's a little hefty, and I know that some of the installers, let me hand that to you.
Yep.
Some of the installers talk about this thing being a little restrictive in spaces. Tell me your experience. Would you agree? Out of 10 installs, are you running into half of those where you can't use this thing because it's just too bulky, or tell me a little bit about that.
I can definitely say that I want to say out of 10, maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 of the times that I've used this, I've struggled.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, if you're installing everything properly, if you're leaving everything nice and neat, the copper lines, if you hang them, they fall perfectly straight into the coil. I get that outside. Sometimes there are complications where the copper's too far into the wall. But it definitely works. I can definitely say that.
More often than not.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. Cool.
Cool thing is that all these tools share the same battery. Every tool that you buy, you're gonna have a battery with it, but they all share the same battery. Same thing. You plug it in. There's a little power button here somewhere, right off to the side, right here. When you turn it on, you have a little green light. Gives you the percentage of the battery. And then on the handle, you have a little placement where you can place your thumb. And then as you move forward, you can see that kind of moving forward as well. And that's what bends the copper forward. And then just pull that little lever back, and it releases as well. So this is actually really one of this is probably one of my favorite tools, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's an investment for sure, no doubt. But it's definitely, I feel like it pays itself off. It's definitely worth it.
Certainly. Mm-hmm. This is price pointed around, is it like between $5.99 and
around $5.80,
almost
just
$600.
about, yep.
And then the flaring tool is,
these are about $430. Not
there you
mistaken.
go.
Yeah, $430.
Cool. Give or take
Just
what
around
parts
there.
house you go to, right? Or if
Right.
you buy it online, sometimes there's sales.
Exactly.
But certainly, definitely go tools. Go to tools, definitely.
Right.
Well, cool. Right on. Appreciate the help on that, Georgie.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate the help. We'll get these out of the way. Moving on to the segment of the nuggets. Actually, also, I wanted to open up the platform. If anybody wants to comment or anybody wants to leave us a review or leave us a tool that you want us to review, please go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Like and subscribe as well while you're doing that. One thing, again, what I want to talk about, moving forward, let me get this sit down here. The nugget I wanted to leave everyone with today, if anyone's listening, any of our home service folks are listening to, is I want to talk about the Track Home famous duct board coil or plenum coil. That guy.
Right there.
Right? Yeah. And I want to talk about it, man. Where do we see this Track Home famous duct board coil? Where are we normally seeing that guy?
All those ductboard coils, we're usually seeing them. I want to say 90% of the time we're seeing them in new construction.
There you go.
That's where
new construction. And the big question, right? And anybody who's been doing this long enough knows this and knows how to educate the homeowner as to what this means. But the big idea is, or the big question is, why did they cut corners here? Why did they use a fiberboard wall and this plenum coil here on all of these homes? And the reality is, when one gets the contract of all the track homes, one says, okay, I had to bid it low to get it. And so now how am I going to make some money? Where can I cut corners on materials and costs so that I could make some money?
Yep.
And we see this. My mind's blown as a young, innocent technician, as you are. I know we're cut from the same cloth that way. I'm in homes as a young tech thinking, what do you mean your house is 5 years old and there's a lawsuit and you bought a brand new house?
Right,
oh my gosh! Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I wasn't educated back in the day with real estate and all that kind of thing and purchasing your homes and things. So we're in these homes and we're talking to great people all day, every day. And man, it's very disheartening to see a 4-year-old brand new home and you got a system flat on charge, 4 years old, right? How common is that, dude? Way too common.
Exactly. It happens way too often, more than it should, definitely. Not bashing on those contractors or anything like that, but I can definitely say, I want to say 9 out of 10. The reason why they're flat on charge is because they're being restricted.
Right.
Ductwork is undersized.
Typically.
And
Ductwork is
might not-
undersized. Let's highlight that for a second, right? Can we put a whole kind of focus on ductwork is undersized? That is the most important statement and the most important thing to look at when we're doing our jobs, and sometimes that's overlooked. Sometimes that's not proper. Hence the plenum coils that are blown out 4 years later, 5 years later. Right. The ductwork design is okay, but it's not the absolute best. And brand new out of the box, first startup, first time the homeowners are running these things. These machines are running hard. They're running restricted. They're running airflow restrictions and those kinds of things. But the other thing I really wanted to talk about with some techs, and hopefully something, a light bulb clicks for somebody listening, is I say this a lot. You gotta zoom out when you come to an issue with a ductboard coil. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like the scenario is you get to the call, the homeowner saying, my house is only 4 years old. My house is brand new. My cooling's not working. My system's not working. And I've talked to 6 people. Right. I'm thinking, system's only 4 years old, and you've talked to 6 people. Who's not doing their job, or what are you not asking that 6 people haven't been able to take care of you? Right. I'm over here scratching my head, and we dig in and we find systems flat on charge, 4 or 5 years old. We dig in a little deeper, we find the leaks in the coil. Right, coil's blasted out. Yep. There's all kinds of grease all over the coil from the refrigerant. And the other phenomenon that I want to talk about, right, that's what happens. Keep your eyeballs open for this plenum coil, because that's what happens. They're kind of weaker than some of the other coils, and if you undersize ductwork, you will spring a leak in the coil. It'll lose its refrigerant, and then you have a potential, a very high potential for what? An iced coil, an iced over coil, right? That's it. And then what is the homeowner saying? My system, I turn my system on and it cools for the first 20 minutes and it feels good. Mm-hmm. But 2 hours, 3 hours later, my temperature and my thermostat keeps climbing. And then my airflow is gone. I don't feel any airflow anymore. And I don't know what's going on, right? Definitely. And it's a story I've heard over and over and over and over. And anybody who's doing our job and is a pro at our job, they know exactly what that means immediately. You know where you're going, right? You're grabbing your tool bag in where you're going when you hear that information, right?
Definitely, I can say at the very beginning, as we go, we learn. I've made those mistakes before, but definitely, as I've been working with you and with Jamison, have really opened up my eyes to, like I said, we zoom out, we look at the bigger picture, we look more in depth of why that's going on. Mm-hmm. And I can say 10 out of 10, that's the reason that the ductboard coils. No. It's low in refrigerant.
Airflow's undersized.
Right. Ducting is undersized. And that's, your house is going to get airflow. No doubts on that. But it could always be better,
Right. And the reality is, the homeowner's not the expert, right? If they're getting some kind of cool air coming out of those vents, to their understanding, the machine's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Right. And that's, there's a perfect plug for annual maintenance, right? That's why you call your home service pros for annual maintenance, because they can be preventative and they can find things, right? Let's say you're running 70% of performance due to a low charge. We want to find out why that is, and we want to correct that, because that 70% is going to cost you on your electric bill.
Almost definitely.
And more so than that, if you're running 70% because of the system not running properly, not only are you putting wear and tear on your electric bill, your system is wearing down and breaking down sooner than later, because it's not running and it's not tuned the way they're supposed to be designed to be tuned, right? Exactly. So anyhow, there you guys have it. That's what I wanted to talk about and leave you with. When you guys are out there in the field and you get to a call with a ductboard coil and it's only 2 years old, 3 years old, you have to zoom out. Don't let your mind tell you, oh, it's only 2-3 years old. It's brand new. All it needs is a recharge. Right. No.
Probably just never charged
that's
properly.
Not what all it needs is a recharge. Zoom out a little bit, get your tools, use your due diligence, and get to work, get in the attic, show some value, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I get it. If the attics are small, we don't have so much space, much length.
Sometimes.
There's a reason why to install one of those. But if you have, with new constructions, attics are huge. You go up there, you can stand up in there. You have the space to move around. You have the space to,
True.
if
Most
you're
of the time,
gonna
yeah.
go with the coil and plenum, you have that space to build that whole setup. But like how you said, because it is, some people cut corners and stuff like that. It is a little cheaper. They take that route. But like I said, like how you were talking about, 4 to 5 years from now, if it's not ducted properly, we're
Right.
getting those callbacks. Hey,
Right.
My systems it's blowing air, but it's blowing hot air.
Right. And that leads us into giving quality long-term solutions, right? If we can give a Band-Aid solution, but if we're professionals out there, we're giving long-term solutions. And those who are in the home service lane know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're rolling out to your calls with an iPad, you probably know what I'm talking about. And so that's it. That's what we want to leave you guys with. Keep your eyeballs open out there. Stay safe out there. And like always, Triple T, Techy Taco Tuesdays is going to bring you all things tacos, going to bring you all things technical in the field, good stories, bad stories, funny stories. We appreciate you guys joining in. Thanks for checking in with Jamison Heating and Cooling Services, your friendly neighborhood HVAC pros, and Techy Taco Tuesday.
Jamison Heating and Cooling Services,